During my junior year of high school, I was invited to a basketball camp in Ohio. It was one of those camps where a bunch of college coaches were going to be there evaluating talent and hopefully offering people scholarships. Well, the very first game that we played at the camp, I was matched up against a high school kid from Arizona. His name is Mike Bibby. Some of you might recognize that name who are basketball fans. Well, from the very beginning of that game, I found that he and I were in totally different worlds when it comes to basketball. It was as if he was moving in fast forward, and the best way to describe me was, well, I wasn't moving in fast forward. And in fact, I played poorly the entire camp, and no college coach even had a small conversation with me. Now, after the camp, I felt disappointed. And I'm guessing you can understand why. I had these expectations that didn't end up coming to light. But it was more than just disappointment. I felt depressed. Depressed to the point that I felt like a total failure. And at the time, I don't think I even understood why I felt that way, but looking back on it, I think I know. What had happened is that I had, for years of my life, found my primary identity in being a success on the basketball court. And when I was no longer a success, or at least perceived that I wasn't, it made me feel like a total failure. Here's something that I want you to know today, that who you are, where you find your identity, affects how you are, how you feel. And if you find your primary identity in the things that you do, or how well you do them, or how much of a success you are, at a certain point, we're all going to feel like I did at the end of that basketball camp, as a failure. But here's the good news. You don't have to feel that way. Because while there might be still disappointments and failures in life, if they are not your primary identity, they're not going to rock you to the core like they did for me at that basketball camp. What's your primary identity? Who are you that affects how you are? You are a child of God. And when you recognize that your primary identity is all about what God has already done for you through Jesus, there's this amazing calm and stability that happens in your life, even in the most disappointing circumstances of life, like a basketball camp where no coaches talk to you. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to think about areas of your life where you get really down on yourself or you're feeling like a disappointment. And then I want you to remember your primary identity is as a child of God and see how that affects how you're feeling. Because who you are affects how you are, and you're a child of God.